In this video, I'm going to take a lesson from military history to explain why climbing cyclists should ride aero bikes. You've probably heard this story before. Engineers during World War II were studying returning bomber aircraft riddled with bullet holes. They carefully observed and marked where the damage occurred and came to the seemingly obvious conclusion that these areas need reinforcement. But then this guy, statistician Abraham Wald, came along and said, hang on, you're only looking at the planes that made it home. The bullet holes that you can see here weren't the problem. These planes could keep flying. The planes that didn't make it back were very likely to have the opposite pattern of damage, in other words, bullet holes to the cockpit and to the engines. The vulnerable areas were the ones that weren't hit on the surviving planes, because when those areas were hit, the bombers were brought down. This is a tale of survivorship bias, and it's alive and well in road cycling and bike marketing. So why is a physio talking about warplanes on a cycling channel? Because this story perfectly illustrates why focusing only on the visible or what survives is going to lead us to make the wrong decisions. So climbers and mountain goats, I'm talking to you. We look at successful climbers and we say they ride lightweight bikes. So light bikes must be the best choice for climbing. But that is a survivorship bias talking. We are only looking at the ones that made it to the base of the climb with something left in the tank. What about the climbers who got dropped during the flats, stuck in no man's land, legs screaming, just trying to get to the mountain before the fun even starts? Let's be honest, most race courses aren't mountaintop finishes. They're a mix of rollers, flats, false flats, and the occasional wall. So why are climbers still obsessed over shaving a few hundred grams from their frame? So here's what often happens, and I know because I've been there. You show up to the group ride or the race on your lightweight climbing steed. Then you spend the first hour or two working overtime just to hold the wheel of the riders with deeper wheel sets and aero frames. And by the time you reach the climb, you're already chewing your stem and begging for mercy. You've got the perfect bike for climbing, but you're already too trashed to climb. Here's where the physics comes in. Aerodynamic drag increases exponentially with speed. On the flats, you're pushing against a wall of air. On a climb, then gravity is the real enemy. But unless the gradient hits around 7% or more, then the aero advantage still wins. Studies consistently show that an aero frame will save more time on most real-world courses than a lightweight one. And remember that aero frames are getting lighter every year, so how much difference is there anyway? So unless you're riding a steep uphill time trial, an aero bike will get you to the finish line faster. Improving your already impressive climbing ability while ignoring your aerodynamic weaknesses is just the same as reinforcing the visible bullet holes. It seems smart, but it's missing the big picture. Now here's the reality. Turning up fresher to the base of a climb is more important than anything else. If your aero frame has helped you save just 10 to 15 watts over an hour or so of riding on flat roads, then you've preserved your matches. Matches that you now get to light on the climb. Meanwhile, the rider on the climbing bike has been pushing harder just to hang on, and now they've got nothing left. It's bringing a better weapon to a battle that you are too tired to fight. Being a good climber doesn't mean being light. It means being effective when the road tilts up. And you can't be effective if you're shattered. If you're truly that desperate to save a few grams, ditch dessert for a week and throw your bidon out at the bottom of the climb. So to all the climbers out there, if you're just reinforcing the thing that you're already good at, climbing, then you're probably missing the real opportunities. It's not the climbs where you'll lose the race. It's the long, windy, exposed sections of road where you're quietly burning through your matches. Follow Abraham Wald's advice. Don't just fortify the area where the bullet holes are, protect the critical systems. That's your legs and your lungs before the climb even starts. Being aero doesn't mean abandoning climbing. It means showing up to the base of the climb with enough left in the tank to really apply some pressure. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this perspective, give a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below if you've ever regretted turning up to a climb already well cooked. We'll see you in the next video.